Well, you've likely heard of blood clots, but what you may not know about them is the potentially dangerous side effects of clotting that affects over 600,000 Americans every year. And joining us today to give us some insight into this dangerous condition is an internationally recognized expert on this subject, Dr. Jack Ansel, the chairman of medicine at Lenox Hill in New York. So first off, Dr. Ansel, for viewers that may not know, explain exactly what a blood clot is and what are the associated risks.
So I think most people understand that blood clotting is a natural or normal process that's supposed to take place to prevent excessive bleeding if one injures themselves. But occasionally a blood clot can occur spontaneously or secondary to other factors, and this is typically in one of the veins of the leg. This is called a deep vein thrombosis, or DVT for short. And sometimes these clots can break off and dislodge and travel to the lungs and cause what we call a pulmonary embolism, or PE for short. And it's the latter condition that really is very potentially serious and life-threatening.
Now, doctor, why are they life-threatening?
Well, if a blood clot does travel to the lung and it blocks the blood flow in the lungs that comes from the heart and goes back to the heart, then that can be easily a fatal condition. It can lead to sudden death or major cardiac impairment, major heart problems.
So, Dr. Ansel, who is most at risk for a DVT or pulmonary embolism?
Well, there are certain risk factors. There are some genetic or hereditary risk factors that are not uncommon, but also acquired conditions. So, for instance, people who are severely overweight, that's a risk factor. Aging in itself is a risk factor. We can't really modify aging, but this is a condition that's more common in older individuals. Also, conditions like cancer is highly associated with the development of DVT or PE. And individuals who go into the hospital and have major surgery or have a major medical illness are also at risk at bed rest for several days thereafter because of the stasis or stagnation of the blood in their lower extremities. And then finally, things like birth control pills or hormone replacement therapy also is a risk factor for blood clots.
Now, doctor, what are the latest treatments for patients?
There are new treatments. The standard treatment for the last 70 years has been the drug Coumadin, which I think most people are familiar with. It's a complex drug. It requires intense management and monitoring and so forth, and it's associated with a lot of complications. But now, for the first time in the last few years, we have new oral anticoagulants or blood thinners on the market, and one that was recently approved for the treatment of DVT or PE is a drug called Xarelto. And this has been shown in a number of studies to be as effective and as safe as Coumadin, if not more so. And it has certain advantages that it doesn't require monitoring. Often it doesn't require admission to the hospital. So this really changes the paradigm as to how we treat or how we will treat patients with DVT and PE.
Well, that's certainly great news. Are there any steps individuals can take to help lower the risk of developing these conditions?
Well, I think as I mentioned before, there are certain things one can modify, such as their weight, such as whether they're going to take birth control pills or hormone replacement therapy. But age or cancer, these are not things that are easily modifiable.
And Dr. Ansel, are there any warning signs that you may be developing a DVT or pulmonary embolism?
Well, the major sign is for the DVT is pain or swelling or discomfort in a lower extremity, usually one, not both together. Or if it's a pulmonary embolism, then pain or shortness of breath is a sign of a pulmonary embolism.
And I assume when you feel those symptoms, you shouldn't delay in seeing a doctor.
No, you shouldn't delay. You should really, I mean, everybody gets a minor ache or pain in their leg, and I don't think one needs to run to the hospital every moment. But something that is significant and persists for some time, you do need to go and be seen.
And finally, doctor, where can viewers go to get more information on this condition?
So I think a good site is something called stoptheclot.org. This is I'll mention it again, stoptheclot.org. This is a site sponsored by the National Blood Clot Alliance, which is a patient advocacy group that promotes education and awareness and research into this condition. One might also go to Xarelto.com to learn about this new medication.
Well, Dr. Ansel, this is important information for millions of Americans, so thank you so much for joining us today to discuss it.
Thank you very much.